Hi everybody, today we're going to take a look at the new Embers palette from ABH. This beautiful looking palette right here, it looks perfect for fall. I also have a few fairly new releases in the makeup review world. They're not new, but they were released maybe a month or two ago and I did want to try them out. So let's get a face on. I have the reformulated Charlotte Tilbury Foundation. I have the Haus Labs Contour Stick. I have one of the new Glossier blushes, and I also have a couple of products from About Face that they so kindly sent over to me. I have their powder, which I have been testing out, and it's really good, really good, and a mascara from them. They sent over a couple of other things, but I won't use those today. I have my morning skincare on, including sunscreen, and I have my eyebrows done using this new eyebrow pen from ABH as well. I think this is very, very new. It's actually quite good, but I need to give it a couple of goes. The tip on this is so super fine, but anytime I use a product like this, there's always a learning curve for me because they're not all created equal. They don't all deposit the same amount of pigment. But for using it the first time, I really liked it. But I'm going to continue to test it out and I'll include it in a monthly roundup, which by the way, I haven't done my September roundup yet. And by the looks of it, it's probably going to end up being a 2-month roundup, September and October together. Because by the time I can squeeze in a September favorites video, it'll be the end of October. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's start with the foundation. I picked up shade 6. Normally I'm a shade 5 in anything Charlotte, but I happened to be in store and I did a swatch of the 5 and it seemed a little bit too light, lighter than I remember 5 being. So I didn't pick it up in store. I ended up ordering online and I took a shot at shade number 6. This foundation has been reformulated to be a little bit lighter in thickness, I guess, and a little bit less heavy than her original one. It's still matte, but it's supposed to be very lightweight and second skin like. So this is the shade 6. It does look a little bit yellow to me, but if I sheer it out, it kind of works. So I haven't done a full test on this foundation. I only quickly applied it the other day just to see what it looks like. And in the end, that shade kind of worked, but we'll see today. Oh my goodness, I was not recording. Good thing I caught that ahead of time. I have applied it just right here. I want to show you. I'm not sure what I got, what I didn't get. So it is quite like a thick foundation. It's creamy and it's supposed to be matte but not flat. And I have a N17, BK Beauty N17 brush. And let me show you on this side of the face what we get. Oh my goodness. It's going to be one of those days. I can feel it. As thick as it is, it really has good spreadability, if I can describe it in that way. So a little goes a long way. It's not like thick where it just kind of sits in one spot. Just want to see how quickly we can work with this. I'm actually going to take it up to under my eyes as well. Just want to see if you can use this as, in place of concealer because of its coverage. Just for fun, why not? I'm actually going to get my lids too with whatever's left on the brush. So that was like one pump. And I'm able to get this whole side of my face. Make sure we have everything covered evenly. I'm going to finish off this side of my face. I got thrown off there for a second. I think the shade 6 is okay. I'm definitely getting full coverage. It's covered everything. And I do have to say this dries down very quickly because I had applied on this side, then I jumped to this side, and now I'm trying to kind of work it out along here, and I can feel it. It's giving me some resistance. You have obviously some playtime, but I wouldn't let it sit there. I would blend right away. I don't usually take my foundation up to my under eyes or on my lids. But the other day, I tried that with the Natasha Denona, her new foundation, and it was amazing, amazing under the eye. So I thought I'd try it with this one, although probably not a good idea because this isn't a serum-y foundation. But let's see. Now this is supposed to be a blurring foundation. I definitely can see my pores. All right, so definitely full coverage. It's covered everything. I can feel it. I really can. Normally, I do not prefer this type of foundation, but it does have its place and purpose. If I think about, the ABH Impeccable Foundation, just as much coverage as this, but doesn't feel as heavy. Let's move on and we'll see. Like I can see it on my face. I'll tell you right now, it's probably not a good idea to take this all the way to your under eyes, especially if you have some fine lines under there. Okay, live and learn. I still do have some darkness that I need to cover, and although I already have that on there, I do need to add just a little bit of my concealer, the Estée Lauder Double Wear. Grab my BK Beauty 114. I love this brush for concealer. We'll ignore my under eyes for this video because they're looking really, really cakey and creepy. All right, let's move on to the Haus Labs Contour Stick. It's a balm. They're calling it a balm. So let's see. I got it in the shade Sculpt. Let's start there. I'm going to grab a BK Beauty 109 and start spreading that out. Oh, that spreads out very, very easily. So this is a contour stick, and it is quite cool, as you can see. Quite cool, but not so cool that it's super gray. So we'll see if we can get away with using this as a bronzer. No, I don't think so. No. You don't need a lot. This is a lot. That is a lot. And I do not look clean in this area. That looks very dirty. Okay, so the product itself is nice. It spreads out nicely. I just think this shade is not working for me. This one was sitting for a little bit, and now I'm getting a very patchy application here. I gotta tell you that on camera, in my monitor right now, I don't know what it's gonna look like when I go to edit this. I do want to point out that it doesn't look as gray in my mirror at all. Like it does have that element of, providing a shadow. It's not warm, but it doesn't look as bad as what I think it looks like on my monitor. I think I'm gonna try to apply it, taking the brush to the product. So I'm gonna grab this Patrick Ta brush, just skim it, and I'm gonna just add a little bit to my nose. Yeah, it's not as harsh that way, so I don't know if I necessarily would apply directly to the face so that you don't over apply it. I don't think you need a lot of this, and also don't let it sit. Don't let it sit on your face too long. All right, I did forget to mention, I think, that the Charlotte Tilbury Foundation has completely dried down. In fact, it dries down extremely quickly. So no stickiness or anything there, and I didn't expect it to with a foundation like this. Okay, so this is the new Glossier Cloud Paint Plush Blush. I got the shade GALE. It feels creamy, but it dries down to a powder, and I love, love, love formulations like that. There it is right there. So it's got a little bit of pink in it, but it is quite neutral beigey. I do have to point out this packaging is so flimsy, very, very flimsy. Okay, let's get this on the face. I do have to apologize. The sun is really, really messing with me today. So I've been having to start and stop a lot because the sun will go away and then it'll, just like now, blow out the screen. One sec. So I have been wearing this blush 3 or 4 times now. It is very lightweight, nice and blurring, and I love the shade GALE. Did I mention the shade? I'm having a day, guys. I'm having a day. But very, very pretty. And I was wearing this in my review of the Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana palette that I put up, and it's just lovely. This is a lovely blush. Beautiful, beautiful. And it kind of reminds me of the Tower 28 blushes that were also very blurring, but I found them to be extremely matte. Very, very matte and very, very powdery. So it reminds me of the Tower 28, just not as powdery because it is that creamy formula that dries down to a powder. The Tower 28 was full on powder and it would dust up everywhere. The second you touch your brush in there, it was powder city. So I definitely don't need to powder this foundation at all, but I do want to use this About Face Curtain Call powder. I have the shade Veil. I want to dust my lids before I apply the shadow and maybe just a little bit in my T-zone, but this foundation definitely doesn't need powder. Obviously, you can powder it if you want to, but I definitely don't need it. I do want to show you the packaging of this powder. I love that it's like a little well in here. It is not messy at all. And the thing that really bothers me about loose powders is the messiness. And this one, everything stays contained in here. Very cool packaging. I love it. And this powder is fantastic. So blurring, so light, undetectable. And this shade Veil is really good for me too. So I'm just gonna get my lids, light dusting. You don't need a lot of this. And just right down my nose and right here. Oh, on my chin too. Just for good measure. That's it. A very, very light dusting of this powder. This is a super good powder. I gotta tell you, very impressed with it. Definitely need some bronzer. I can't use that Haus Labs as a bronzer. So I'm just grabbing my YSL and just getting some warmth in this area and right here. Okay, let's get into the palette. This is it right here. I'm gonna swatch for you quickly, but this just screams fall to me, does it not? We've suddenly turned to fall weather. We had summer in October, all of September and October, it was summer, pure summer weather. And all of a sudden today there's a switch and it feels like fall out. It's a beautiful day. And so this is perfectly fitting for a beautiful fall day like today. Let me quickly swatch for you and then we'll do a look or two. There are no names to these, I forgot to mention. So the first row is A123, B123, C123, and that's how I've swatched them. I think it's the easiest. And so here they are swatched. First three are A1, 2, and 3. This one's quite a cool shade. So there is a mix of warm and cool in this palette. Then we have B1, 2, and 3. And C1, 2, and 3. And you can group these in that way. Like I can see a look with these, I can see a look with these three, I can see a look with these three. So, and of course you can mix and match. And they swatched really, really nicely. They feel quite creamy. Some more than others. That whole A row was really creamy. A couple of the shades, I'll see once I start applying them. They didn't feel as creamy, but they don't feel dry at all. Okay, Refer 15, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here. A2, and I am going to, oh, that is pigmented. I'm going to run it along my crease and in the outer part of my eye because this is much darker than I anticipated. There goes the sun. 1 second, please. So this is has a satin finish to it. Blending nicely. Really pretty. I really want to try this like burnt orange shade, and I think I'm going to apply that to my lid and see what happens. I have not used this palette, so this is a first time for me. Ooh, this has really good pigment, and you know what? I really love her mini palettes. The Spice one is one of my favorites from this year. I love that palette. So I wasn't doubting that we would get the same kind of quality from this one. I want to add a little bit more of that orangey shade. Now I think I'm going to go into B3 right over here. And I think I'm going to place it right on the outer part of my eye and kind of bring it out almost like a liner. That looks really, really nice. Okay, I'm gonna take A2, which is what we use for our transition, and just fluff it under the eye here. And now I'm going to take Victoria Beckham in Cocoa and just run it in the waterline. And my whole purpose in doing this now is to show you that you could just leave it here and you could have a nice matte, beautiful fall look. I love these tones. They're gorgeous. And it took no time at all, but I do want to add a little bit more because I want to continue playing with these shades and try to punch this up a little bit. I'm going to go into the shade A1, the lightest one in this palette. Add this to the inner part of my eye. That really brightens things up. And I think that would be a gorgeous all over the lid shade as well. Bring it over here just a little bit. That's beautiful. I love this shade. Gorgeous. I'm just going to go back over this area with that orangey shade, only so that we don't have a harsh line there. Okay, that's nice. I also want to see what happens if we add this shade right here, B1. And I'm just going to add this right here. This is also a satiny shade. It's not very sparkly. Okay, so that adds something to another element to this look. Pretty, really pretty. About Face also sent over this mascara. Let me show you the wand. And I used this the other day and I really, really liked it. This mascara is really good, you guys. It gives me length and it gives me a volume and it separates my lashes really, really nicely. And also it's not a messy mascara. Now for this eye, what I'd love to do is just go down this column right here. That would be superb because so far I've tried 5 of the shades. We've tried this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And I love these two, my favorite so far. But I want to incorporate this green somehow, and I don't want to use the same shades because I want to use all of it. You know what? I think I'm going to start with this cooler A3 shade right here and take it from there. All right, so I'm going in. Let's see, because sometimes these cool shades can look very, very gray on me. Let's see if this one does that. No, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it at all. This is a really gorgeous taupey shade. And now I want to get this olive green shade all over my lid. These are all very nicely pigmented, by the way, if I didn't mention that. And now I want to see how this blue plays with the green. And I'm going to pop it in the outer part of my eye. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That works. These shades, they're very subdued. You're not getting kapow wow, and that's okay. They all work so beautifully together. Let me perfect this outer part of my eye. I'm going to grab a clean, fluffy brush and just soften the edges here. I think I'm going to go back into the green and just add a little bit more. Just kind of overlap them a little bit. Wow, those two shades together look gorgeous. I love that. I want to go back to A1, that inner sparkly shade, and add it here. Just pop that right in there. This is a perfect inner corner shade. Okay, I'm going to go back into the transition shade and I'm going to add a little bit of that on the lower lash line. A cool taupe shade that does not look gray on me, and I'm really, really happy about that. I'm going to add a little bit of liner to this look and some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am digging both looks. What do you guys think? I love this one. It's so pretty. And here's the second look. I think that green and that blue, they just look beautiful together. Okay, let's get some lips on. I'm going to line with the ABH liner. These are such good liners, okay, and such beautiful shades in the range. This one's in Rosewood. Get that on there. Gorgeous shade. And for lipstick, I'm going to use one of the new Dior On Stage Long Lasting High Shine lipsticks. This is in 222, which I think is called Confident Nude, but I know the number is 222, and I wish Dior would write the names of their lipsticks on the packaging, but they don't. They just include a number. Oh, I got a little goop there. Hang on. What happened there? Oh, it's happening again. What is happening? This isn't melting. Okay, it's not hot in here in any way. That is so strange. Can you see this goopy mess right here? That is not attractive or fun to work with. That, I don't know what's happening. These are very creamy and very soft, but for them to do this, and look, it's like all over the bullet here. I don't know. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. I'm making a note. I'm making a note. These are beautiful though, and they are long lasting, and they have beautiful, beautiful shades. I love this one, and I think it goes beautifully with the look, but I'm going to keep this in the back of my mind. Okay, we have a full face done, so let's talk about what I used today. Let's start with the reformulated Charlotte Tilbury Foundation. It is lighter, definitely, than the original one. I did have the original one once upon a time. I no longer have it in my collection. Shade 6 seems to work. This is a full coverage foundation. Although this is lighter than the original, it's still makeup-y. Like, it's still full coverage. I can tell that I have foundation on. Not necessarily a bad thing, because if I want full coverage, I want a full coverage foundation. I'm used to medium coverage, more serum-y like foundations. That's my preference. But talking about the foundation itself, I don't find it to be extremely blurring. I can see like my pores over here, especially if I'm looking in a magnified mirror, but that's not how we walk around in real life. I'm just saying, like, it really stands out at me when I'm really taking a close look at it. Overall, it looks nice. You just need one layer to cover everything that you want covered. So that's really great. Am I reaching for this every day? Absolutely not. This is not typically what I would do on a daily basis. Is it a bad foundation? No. Do I feel it on my face? I kind of feel it on my face, but that's what you're getting with a full coverage foundation. Is there an improvement from the first one? Yes, because it's lighter than that one doesn't mean this one is light. Still, it looks pretty good. Don't take it up under your eyes. It's way too heavy for that, especially if you have fine lines. Don't know what possessed me to do that. But in terms of longevity, I'll pin a comment. I don't have the time today to do a full day wear test and show you what this looks like after 8, 9, 10 hours. So I'll definitely pin a comment and let you know, although I don't think this thing's going anywhere. Okay, this is like stuck on. And also, I would work quickly with this one, spread it out really quickly, because once it dries, it's kind of hard to work with after that. Other than that, you're getting what you're getting, a full coverage foundation. I do have to say my skin looks pretty flawless and even and smooth. So if you're looking for a full coverage foundation, it's a good one. It's a good one if that's what you prefer. Again, is it my favorite? Not really, not really. It's okay. All right, moving on to the Haus Labs Contour Stick. Aside from the fact that I don't think this shade works for me, I mean, in the end, it looks all right. Probably a little bit, maybe too, there's a little bit of purple in this, a little bit too gray. And although a contour does need that element in order for it to be a contour, it doesn't claim to be a bronzer. I don't know, I found it maybe a little bit finicky, a little bit. And although it's not terrible, I much prefer the ABH. I'm talking about ABH a lot today, not on purpose, not because I'm reviewing the Embers palette. It's just these are the things that are coming to my mind. The ABH stick was great. The that Too-Faced stick, so good. What else? Oh, the Dior contour stick, blends like a dream, beautiful. There are so many others is what I'm trying to say that I would much rather reach for than this one. And I don't know if it's just the shade that threw me off. It was a little bit difficult to blend on this side, but I worked it out. It was fine. It's fine. It's okay. Not my favorite. The Glossier blush, so pretty. I love this formula. Very, very blurring, looks beautiful on the cheek. Gorgeous. And they have some really nice shades in the range. I particularly gravitated towards this shade because it's my kind of blush shade. This shade GALE is gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it. These are really good. Cream to powder formula. Love that. Very, very good. The About Face powder. I think I already ranted and raved about this. It's very good. It's an excellent powder. I'm so thankful and grateful to About Face for sending this over to me. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have tried it. And I'm so glad that I did. It's very finely milled. This shade in particular works really, really well for me. The shade is Veil. You can't tell you have powder on, but it blurs the area. It just brings down the shine, but it doesn't look flat in any way, shape, or form. It's like you don't have powder on at all. Excellent, superb, superior product. And speaking of About Face, the mascara, another great one. Really good. A very, very good mascara. Gives me the length, gives me the volume. It separates, it doesn't flake, it doesn't smudge, it doesn't do any of those things. Super. Which brings us finally to the Embers palette. This is a beautiful color story. Overall, a darker color story. There aren't many lighter options in here other than this beautiful shade right here that is gorgeous for the inner corner, and I'm dying to try that all over the lid. So you're getting a darker color story, but it's perfect for fall especially. The formula is great. They blend beautifully. They look gorgeous on the lids. There's no real sparkly shade in here. They're all gorgeous satins, and they look very, very smooth on the eye. They're really, really easy to work with. You can get a look together in no time with this. I love both looks that I put together today. They're so beautiful, simple yet gorgeous. Really, really great formula in here. And if these are the types of shades that you like, I love this orangey one in there. That one's absolutely beautiful. They're all gorgeous, and I love how the green and the blue work so well together as well. They're stunning, and that satin finish that they have, so very, very flattering on mature lids, for sure. So overall, this is a great palette. No notes. And I think that's all we tried today. I'm still waiting on my Victoria Beckham Cocoa collection to arrive. It's been a minute, and I'm getting anxious and impatient. I got a note saying it was going to arrive yesterday. Now it's going to arrive today. We shall see. Let's hope today doesn't turn into tomorrow, doesn't turn into tomorrow. As soon as I have that collection, I will definitely be putting up a review. I'm so excited to try it. As soon as it arrives, I'm jumping on it. So look out for a video on that really, really soon. Oh, and I also have the new Givenchy bronzer coming my way. So look out for that one too. I'll probably incorporate it into the Victoria Cocoa collection video. Makes sense. Well, that is it. That is all for this video. I really hope you found it helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram too, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully. Bye.